Okay, so this video, the topic is going to be on German Blue Rams and why they're so hard to breed and mostly raise. So a few of the reasons are not obvious, but very commonly said. They are a more sensitive fish. They require certain water parameters. They are egg laying, so they're not a live bear like guppies, which are one of the easier fish to breed. And there's a lot more chemistry behind it, and this is all true, but I want to show you one of the biggest reasons I think they're so hard to mainly raise, along from just breeding and letting these fish spawn. So we're looking at some of my grow outs that are ready for sale and a whole bunch of baby plecos, but let's jump ahead and look at the reason I think they're so difficult. So here's one of my containers. I'm currently doing a water change, and every time I look at these guys, it just blows my mind of how small they are. So these guys are wigglers. They're just becoming free swimming. There's one at the top of the water, still a big egg sac on them, right there to the top right. And let me back up and show this container. So here's maybe a half gallon. Here's my hand next to this container. Look at just how small these babes are. This doesn't really affect them. I'll spin them around a little bit, get them to move and see them swim. They're just so tiny. I'm gonna do a feeding right now. I'm gonna fill this water up. I'm gonna add some newly hatched baby brine shrimp, and I'll show that in the tube just how small that is too. I used to feed them micro worms, and sometimes I'll do like a powdered food in there, but for day one babies, they're not gonna eat that powdered food in my experience. At least not a large percentage of them will eat that and survive. So let's take a look at how small this food is and really give a better comparison of the fish. So here we have a container with a fresh water change. I topped it off with dechlorinated warm water, tank water, not tank water, but tank temperature water. And here's like your standard red solo cup. Give you a scale for size. Here's a turkey baster. I'm gonna go ahead, there's baby brine shrimp in here, get just a little bit of that. And let's see if we can get this to focus in on the shrimp. Give me a second here, I'm gonna take my time and do this. You can see them wiggling all around in there. There's a few unhatched eggs, but all those little dots are shrimp. And those are so small, it's hard to catch unless you're in person. That's all live food for these guys. I'm gonna go ahead, that's just a couple like drops. Those almost look like a tenth of the size of the fish. Maybe even, it's really, I don't want to put too many numbers on it, but I'm just trying to show how small these fish really are. You see it kind of clouds the water with them, they're everywhere. Let's get a flashlight and really watch these guys for a minute. So that helps a little bit with the clarity. Let me zoom in. So these guys are a little young to be feeding. Any fish in general, whenever they still have their egg sacs, they're typically too young to feed. But I found with rams and plecos, one of the not common, but fish that I breed, they will start to feed right before or during they lose that egg sac. So there's a little bit of a shadow almost of the food, but you see at the top of the water, they're just tiny little dots. And these fish are just so small that this fish can just barely eat these on day one. As for a guppy, a baby guppy is the size of like 6 of these combined. So I can give you more of a visual. If I wanted to go real crazy, I could catch like a day old baby guppy, drop it in this container, and just let you guys see actually how small they are. But it blows my mind every time I see it. And I thought this would be kind of a cool video to show how small they are and what I personally think is the biggest challenge of raising these fish is just getting them to be able to survive their first week or two to put some size on, and then from there on out it's just regular fish care. But I figured a lot of people would like this topic. And you can see there's that brine shrimp in there, and there's just a whole swarm of them. They get that every morning and night, and since there's no filter on this tank, a lot of people are like, how come there's not a filter? How are the fish surviving? It's in a heated fish room, so if I put a heater in there, it would be the same thing. It's a small container. It's not clear, so they can not see through the sides. They're excluded to only their area, so all they can focus on is each other and the food. So as long as that water's clean, they have a food source they can easily see and find, similar to discus, where you want certain colors because the babies go to the parents. You want to paint your tanks white so that they can find their food and they can find their parents and they can feed off their sides. I think it's very similar, where I actually bought these containers just because it's convenient. They had a little nozzle, I could dump the water out, I could hold on the side, and kind of on accident I found this method and it works really well for me. So sharing that with you guys. Let me know what you think. Let me about the topic, about the size of the fish. If you've bred German blue rams or ram cichlids or Bolivian rams, and your experiences and any questions that you have for me that I could help you be more successful. If you ever want to try it and you're not familiar with the fish, I'm working on a website and you guys can check me out there, or you can email me directly at pittsburghpets.com, and I can let you know on what I have available and give you tips along the way to try to do this and see it in person, because it's a really rewarding experience whenever you can successfully breed and raise these fish. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Please comment, and if you're not subscribed and you like this kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I've been posting videos on a weekly basis, every few days as of recently. It's not a consistent every day a week, but I do it a few times a week, at least once a week at the absolute longest. And the more you guys comment and you like and you watch these videos, the more I'll make. So let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.